Peter. So you got involved in the festival about 2 to 4 years after it originally started. What was the motivation to actually get involved with it?
Oh, well, I was involved right from the beginning in terms of supplying talent. But when they went outdoors, the truth is they lost a lot of money and they were looking for an investor. Okay. And I got invited in that way. I really loved the fact that, you know, here was an opportunity to get creative in a music festival. And I guess about 2 or 3 years into it, I was accused of, like, well, hang on, you bought into a blues festival, now you're trying to do all this other stuff. But I was going like, yeah, I love it that the base of the festival is blues. But blues isn't just everything about music, about creative music. And so I just wanted to go into other areas. And yeah. So I just wanted to go into other areas as well. And like, I guess we kind of started out with alt country and getting people in that area, and then then there was a big watershed year of '96 when Ben Harper and Gil Scott Heron came, and of course Gil got busted at Brisbane Airport and 7 grams of crack cocaine. It was a wonderful way to start an event, but somewhere or other we got him bailed out. Played down here, went to court Tuesday after the event and got deported. But Ben Harper played, and something happened. There was a shift. Like Ben had all that knowledge and ability in blues, but all this other stuff too, and he was meshing it all together. Like there was reggae and there was just all this other stuff. And I know you hear Ben Harper today, and you might find it just, oh yeah, I know what Ben does. But it was a revelation. I mean, you could actually track Ben Harper in '96 to 3 or 4 or 5 years later, what John Butler was doing and Xavier, and it's just, his influence in Australia was profound. And then, you know, just opening it up and being willing to go, well, let's have a go at different things. And I know when we first booked Jack Johnson, there was a few eyebrows raised, but I'm going like, well, hang on a minute, it's real. He really fits the lifestyle of the area I live in, which is, you know, people that live and like to serve and probably live a fairly clean life. And
that's right.
And the guy could actually play, and that just then opened me up to other stuff, and you just keep going on. Okay. So
how is the live music industry, as you're running a music festival, changed in those 24 years? What has changed? Has anything actually changed in terms of the industry, the machinations, and how you're dealing with it?
It's changing all the time. There's new things happening all the time, and I find that quite exciting. And it's like this. Like I booked a band today who I don't want to miss, called Grey Ghost, and he was just saying to me, look, I've never been booked on a non-hip hop festival before, because that's how people see me. I'm a hip hop act, but I see me as a hip hop act and someone who's totally suitable for this. And they went, well, that's how I heard you. Yeah. I heard him up at Big Sound, and I just went, you got to play. So I'm just listening to the changes and the new stuff in the industry all the time.
Yeah.
There's certainly areas that I probably don't book. I mean, it's unlikely I'll book the Exoplan Soundwave or Superfest, because they're a bit, you know, too little. They're very much in their own genre. Although I don't mind Metallica, but one of my favourite bands, to tell you the truth.
So do you think there's any competitors to your particular festival in Australia? Because obviously there's lots of festivals that have come and gone that are sprouting out as established ones.
Not really. I mean, look, I welcome other events to open up in this area of the business. Blues festivals, or guys that see themselves as blues and roots festivals. I think the more the better. And if somebody wants to open up next door, well, he's just going to have to put up with me, which might be a little difficult. But I don't think it's a problem at all. I mean, we have to find an area of music in this country and got behind it. And I think outside of the US, I'd even argue there's nowhere else in the world where this music is, definitely not England, where this all this roots music is at the level that we've got it at. I'm not saying that Cambridge Folk Festival or events like that are not good events, but we've got it to another level. We've got it to a level where this is almost like a rock, well it is a rock festival in many respects, featuring artists who are headliners and then really wonderful, talented songwriters, musicians that wouldn't easily get time on a festival of this size.
You're obviously very environmentally aware. What you said at one of your press conferences the other day about what you're doing with the koala research, the local habitat, you let these people try out their solar thing. You're obviously very environmentally aware in terms of how you set up the festival. What brought that about? Has that just always been with you?
Oh, I don't know, what is it about? Where does that start, you know? It doesn't just start with buying a site. I mean, that's something that I've lived in the country for a fairly long time now, over 20 years. Before that, I was living up the Palm Beach, Whale Beach area of Sydney. I've always liked being around a natural environment, and I guess over time that becomes part of who you are. And then you go, well, within doing a music festival, taking responsibility for all those things that you can affect, or finding out how you're affecting, and whether it is a negative or a positive, or it's just a minor effect, and knowing, and not just going, well, I'm doing it anyway. Yeah. I think that's kind of gets...
That's what I'm saying though, you seem to be one of the few promoters I've come across in terms of festivals that is aware and actually attempts to be aware and then appreciates their environment.
I think that music festivals will just go like, oh, we ain't got no koalas here. I mean, that's not how you do it. You actually get out there and find out what's in your area, and so that you actually know what you're dealing with, and then you get a plan of management as to how to deal with it. There's so many innovations happening at the moment on a flora, on other levels, on a flora and fauna level, where we're out there. We're involved in camphor laurel eradication, we're involved in bush regeneration, we're involved in koala habitat tree planting. On other levels, the fact that the unis come to us this year about running a stage on a solar level. Now, it's only a few years ago that I've had people come to me in England and go, well, we're running a stage, a minor stage in Glastonbury that does 1,200 people solar. Now they've grown into 12,000 people. So this is all stuff that is going to happen.
Yeah.
And
so you think that could be the future?
Well, it actually is the future. Whether it be solar or wind, it is the future.
Yeah.
There's every capability of running events on wind turbine, which is possibly even more environmentally conscious than solar, which, if you look into manufacturing of solar panels, there's a few issues there. But I look at all that.
So it's an area of interest.
I'm looking at the fact that people, by having the Lotus Palace here and having the involvement of universities and people have come up to me saying, well, we can build composting toilets on grounds like this, which are only 1 metre or 2 above sea level and which have high water tables. And I'm going, I thought you couldn't do that. And this guy has come to me and said, well, you can do that. I want to sit down and tell you how you do it. And I've got a grant from unis to actually do it on a site. And I'm going like, this is happening everywhere. Universities are going, well, we're doing everything within the university campus in terms of going, well, this can be done, but we need to actually go out and do it. And I'm going, well, let's just do it.
On one final note, you're launching this new indigenous festival called Boomerang.
Yeah.
Which is going to be in October on the same site. What brought about the impetus for that?
Oh, a number of things. I guess to begin, well, I mean, Bluesfest does have its indigenous side, if you look at it anyway. I thought that Kevin Rudd's apology was not just words, it was something that we as Australians want to put into action. If we're really going to have reconciliation, it's like we'll just go and g'day. You know what I mean? And too many people in this country don't have any relationship at all, knowledge, awareness, or know an Aussie black person. And they're actually not bad people. It's actually well worth knowing. They're amazing musicians and artists and dancers and comedians. And I just went, I need to get more involved. It's one thing knowing people, but then being involved aspirationally is another thing. And then Rhoda Robertson and I started talking about it, and for 4 years ago, and then the conversation went along like this. Well, okay, well, let's do this. Yeah, okay, when are we going to do it? Oh, well, let's try and get some money from government to try and do it. To, oh, bloody hell, we've been talking about it for 4 years. Let's just do it and see what happens. You know, the government actually catch up to us by saying we're doing it. And if they don't catch up this year, they'll catch up next year. And we're just doing it. And the launch, to me, and Rhoda is the artistic director. I'm not. We're behind her doing all this sort of stuff. You can see around you, or the build of tents and toilets and blah, blah. So many people came on the day, 2 days ago, from so many walks of government. We had people from Creative New Zealand, people from New Caledonia came in, the Chabal Centre. And it was all like sometimes an idea is just right. Its time has come. And the time to have a real, I mean, I don't want to pigeonhole it, because as soon as you hear indigenous, you think, oh, it's world music, and no, it's just going to be a popular music festival of First Nations people. Pacific Rim, who knows where it's going to go in the end. I've had Germans saying to me, well, we're First Nations people, so who knows where it's going to go.
Lovely.
You know?
Now there you have it from Peter Noble, the founder of Bluesfest. Thank you very much.
Thank you.